6DO Glasgow, WCLU.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. The U.S. has killed a terrorist leader who picked up where Osama bin Laden left off. President Biden says Ayman al-Zawahiri was taken out in a drone attack while he was standing on the balcony of a safe house. CBS's Trinity Chavez has more.
Al-Zawahiri's death at a house in downtown Kabul over the weekend comes after U.S. troops pulled out of Afghanistan last summer, ending a two-decade war. Afghanistan's Taliban government issued a statement condemning the airstrike as a clear violation of international principles and the 2020 Doha Agreement that led to the withdrawal of U.S. forces.
All of the terrorists who attacked the U.S. on 9/11 had now been captured or killed. Crews are searching hard-to-reach portions of eastern Kentucky for survivors of last week's flooding that's killed at least 37 people. People who've lived there for decades are still sizing up the devastation.
I've never seen the force of water like what we had here. You can see all the debris. It's going to take months and months to clean all this up. Power lines are still down on the ground.
Hundreds remain missing. Governor Beshear says he hopes many will be accounted for once cell phone service is fully restored. They're trying to locate the missing in Northern California, where the state's largest wildfire of the year has killed at least 2 people, a couple trying to escape the flames in their car. Oregon state lawmaker Dacia Graber says unpredictable weather is dangerous.
A wind shift can make all the difference between being able to safely evacuate or being stuck where you are.
Flames from the McKinney fire have now burned an area larger than the city of Seattle. California and Illinois have joined New York in declaring states of emergency over monkeypox to speed up response, prevention, and treatment. It comes too late for David Watson, who already contracted the virus.
It is the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my 47 years on this planet.
47% of all 5,800 reported infections in the U.S. are in those 3 states. Today, Kansas becomes the first state to have abortion rights on the ballot since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Primary voters will decide on changing the state constitution to allow lawmakers to outlaw abortion. Washburn University professor Patrick Miller.
If the amendment passes, we should expect the legislature to ban all or most abortions in Kansas, and that's when we start talking about, are there exceptions for rape, for the life or the health of the woman? Those will be decisions the legislature has to make.
Greg Norman confirms to Fox Live Golf offered Tiger Woods a handsome sum to play.
Tiger's a needle mover, right? Of course you got to look at the best of the best.
He reportedly turned down as much as $800 million. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Summer Fun Sale, July 29th through August 8th, and get 35% off paints and stains with prices starting at $27.29. That means 35% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, 35% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your local Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
The government is proposing new rules to force food processors to cut the risk of dangerous bacteria in raw poultry.
That frozen chicken may appear to be cooked through, but it could be that it's only heat treated to set the batter or breading. Under regulations being proposed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, salmonella would be declared a contaminant that can cause foodborne illness in breaded and stuffed raw chicken products, and food processors could risk shutdowns if they don't reduce the amount of salmonella bacteria. The CDC says salmonella bacteria sickens 1.3 million Americans each year. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Disney's under fire over the trailer for its upcoming Star Wars prequel.
You just walk in like you belong.
An action scene in the Andor trailer features what looks like an unmodified AK-47. Fans of the sci-fi franchise say the weapon's inclusion is not faithful to the Star Wars universe and bound to cause outrage over mass shootings. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
What would you do with extra money this summer? Fill the tank? How about a vacation? During Staples Fuel Your Summer Sweeps, a Staples Rewards member could win one of five $5,000 Visa gift cards to use for, or maybe, every $50 spent in store automatically earns you an entry. Not a rewards member? Join today and enter Staples Fuel Your Summer Sweeps. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Open to legal residents of the 50 U.S. and D.C. 18 and older. Ends 8/6. Visit staplesconnect.com/fuel your summer sweeps for complete rules and eligibility.
Oh, are you seeing these readings? This is incredible.
Short-staffed, Marco's climate research facility is in the eye of the storm. The atmospheric pressure to find more weather specialists is mounting.
Man, this is going to be a big job. We're going to need a bigger team.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Being a small business owner has changed a great deal in recent days. Whatever stage of small business you're in, you need an experienced financial partner to work for you. Derek Staples at U.S. Bank is a small business specialist that you can count on to help you with creative ways to deal with the challenges you may have. U.S. Bank is in a great position to meet those needs. Talk to Derek Staples today at 270-659-3271 and take the next step in managing your business. Member FDIC.
Picture another world, another dimension, where left is right, up is down, and chicken sandwiches only cost $1. This place exists, and it's called the Hardee's app. So when you buy one hand-breaded chicken sandwich, you get another for just $1. Cluckbait! It's time to fall for some cluckbait. Bite into the hand-breaded chicken menu only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants exclusively in the Hardee's app or website by registered My Rewards members. Tax not included. See app or website for additional terms and conditions.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Good morning, everybody. 7 minutes after 6 o'clock, live and locally yours here on WCLU. We are at 73 degrees. 7 minutes after 6 o'clock, we have had rain in the overnight, about 1/1300ths of an inch, but there's much more on the way, particularly in the western third of the state of Kentucky. I'll tell you a little more about that in just a moment, but let's talk about our birthday honorees, round one for today. It's the 58th birthday today of Russell Humphrey. We have Scott Barrel Gullett. Scott is 34 today. Randy Wilkinson, Frenchie Belcher, Connie Davis, Ruthine Hawks, Derek Williams, D.D. London, Dennis Smith, Lisa Logston, Robin Allen, Valerie Ward, Sarah Rutledge has a birthday today. Tim Boer has a birthday today, too. It's all birthdays so far, but we're just getting started. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. And online, it's a real simple click here at WCLUradio.com. Somebody that his name is on this, what was a blank piece of paper, is going to be drawn for a winner of a birthday cake from Dairy Queen today, or maybe a rose from Greer's Florist today. So let's get started and make all of that happen, shall we? 73 degrees. So we have had some heavy rain coming across the Ohio River in West Kentucky this morning. It seems to be breaking up quite a bit, though, as we look at it here. A couple of areas of rain coming across out of Evansville into the Owensboro area, some pretty heavy rain shower activity. We had some heavier thunder showers this morning through central western Kentucky, down around Madisonville, over through Hopkinsville, and then down over toward Russellville, Lewisburg. They had some big rain there, but that's kind of dried up right now. There's some light rain shower activity south of the Bear River State Park into Allen County, making its way on over into Monroe County this morning. Really, it was a very colorful start when I first looked at the radar at 4 o'clock this morning, but here we are a couple of hours later, and it's kind of dried up. That's what happens this time of the year. So let's look at the forecast and see where we're going today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms and a high of 89. The rain chance is 40%. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms early, partly cloudy, a low of 70. Wednesday, we start ranking it up here with a sunny day at a high of 91 and the heat index tomorrow, 100 degrees. Wednesday night, clear and 72. Thursday, a 40% chance of thunderstorms afternoon, and a sunny day and a high of 88. The rain chance Thursday is 40%. Barometers up a bit at 30.02. Southwest winds this morning. A little bit of a breeze with this moisture coming in from the west. Southwest at 9 miles an hour. 75% humidity and 0.13 of an inch in the rain barrel this morning. 73 degrees. The live and local 6 o'clock morning edition continues with our news director Brendan Crane straight ahead.
Get glowing for your wedding day and have picture-perfect skin with the help of the experts at R Plus Med Spa. They prioritize a tailored approach, starting with a complimentary bridal consultation to share any skin concerns you have as you prepare for your big day. This is also perfect for the mother of the bride, the groom, and your bridal party. R Plus Med Spa, 210 Shane Drive in Glasgow. Call 270-651-4SPA and schedule your complimentary bridal consultation today.
Well, good morning. It's Tuesday, August 2nd, 73 degrees today, 6:11. Hope you're doing well. We're starting out a very overcast sky out there. It looks like the sun is peeking through, honestly creating an interesting lighting perspective out there this morning. But looks like there is some rain on the way. We just heard about that. Temperatures are really going to start back on the increase as well, or at least they're going to feel that way. It is going to feel hot and sticky around these parts for the next few days, so do prepare for that. As far as it goes for the eastern part of the state, they were battling more storms and rain yesterday, but it looks like some of that maybe tapered off toward the end of the day yesterday, but the devastation is still present there. The governor now confirming closer to 40 people have now been confirmed dead after those flooding events that have taken place in the last week. The governor updated Monday that 30 people were dead, but yesterday afternoon he reported even more. He broke that down by counties, and it looks like Knott County in the eastern part of the state is where the bulk of those deaths have occurred. 16, including 4 children, were reported yesterday. Now, the governor also talked about expanding individual assistance, and of course, much like they did in the December last year for folks here in the western part and central part of the state, FEMA was on the ground going door to door and seeking folks who might need some of that help. Now, of course, if you know somebody in that part of the state and they're having some trouble with everything, because as these natural disasters go, they can be quite chaotic. There's a lot of assistance coming into the area, but the biggest thing that the governor is recommending is be sure you're keeping up with what you've lost and also documenting those things. So keep that list of damage and losses. Make sure that you have some of that identifying information for yourself, a Social Security card notably, and they do say that a phone contact number will be good as well. Now, as far as phone service goes to the area, the governor updated yesterday in his early morning briefing that cell service was expected to be back in the area. Now, they were restoring that to all affected area. The Letcher County area, of course, it was restored yesterday when the governor gave that update, which was huge because in that area during this resource response, that is a big deal. And the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund, it is going strong. Apparently, 12,035 donations had been made to that as of yesterday morning, and that totaled $1.5 million. So you can donate if you feel led to at Team EKY Flood Relief Fund.ky.gov. Several things going on there in the eastern part of the state for folks to get some assistance with those storms. We'll talk a little bit about that a little later on. First, here locally, big news for a local bank. It looks like the People's Bank has been selected as the Independent Community Bankers of America's top lender for 2022. That announcement comes from the chairman, president, and CEO of the bank, Terry Bunnell. Now, Bunnell was featured on the cover of the July 2022 edition of Independent Banker, along with an article that highlights the bank's importance of relationships lending. With a $114 million asset size. The institution says they offer various types of loans, with approximately 25% of their loan base being agricultural related. Bunnell says it's a big deal for the bank.
Ag lending is very important in our community. We believe in our farmers. We're very fortunate to have a good ag base in our community, and we as a financial institution believe in the ag community. And so to be noted for the level of lending that we've been doing, it's a nice recognition. But the compliment goes to the men and women who are farming, day in and day out, and that's what makes you most proud about it.
The bank was ranked 18th in the category of agriculture lending among financial institutions with assets less than $300 million. Well, the meeting of the Barron Fiscal Court is going to be happening today in a special session that's just ahead of a Fiscal Court Committee meeting that's slated for 2 o'clock. Looks like the Transportation Committee is going to be meeting there at the that's going to be at the Barron County Road Department at 2 p.m. today, and they are going to be looking over a few things. According to the agenda they sent out yesterday, equipment repairs, purchase of a replacement trailer, and rental budget are among the items that the committee members will hear. Then the court is slated to meet an hour later at the fiscal courtroom at the Government Center, and they're going to be looking at those exact items. Billy Houchins, who's the chair of the Transportation Committee, he'll report on that committee meeting. Equipment repairs, purchase of a replacement trailer, and a rental budget. Those are all among the items on the special called Fiscal Court agenda today. If you'd like to attend that, you can do so. It's the Government Center. That's where the Sheriff's Office and the County Clerk's Office are. Just go up to the 3rd floor, and it starts at 3 o'clock. You are welcome to attend those meetings. They are open to the public. Well, Kentucky State Police says they are on the ground in eastern Kentucky, and some other things they're doing. Of course, it's the beginning of the month, which means they are doing their proactive patrol. As we've already heard, many officers are going over to the eastern part of the state, really saturating patrol there and trying to help officers there. But looks like here on the home front, if you will, they are going to be on the ground as well. State police say that they will be conducting some traffic safety checkpoints over the next month, and those will be in various areas across the Post 3 area. Now, the Post 3 area, as you may know, it covers a great deal of this south central Kentucky region, including Barron, Hart, and Warren counties, as well as the Metcalfe County area. Now, as far as where they're going to be in Barron County, here are some of those probable locations, just in case you're driving there and you need to have those documents ready. Kentucky 70 and Kentucky 314, Kentucky 70 at Kentucky 255, US 31E and Jack Turner Road, US 31W at the Hart County line, US 31W at the Edmonson County line, and Kentucky 249 there at the Monroe County line. So again, be prepared for that if you have those areas, or if you're traveling in those areas and you need to see that. Now, we do want to make a correction. Metcalfe County is actually included not in Post 3, but rather a post that is out of the Columbia area of Kentucky State Police. They're going to be spread out across many areas. Allen County, Edmonson County. We'll have those posted to our website a little later on today at WCLUradio.com. Well, don't forget, yesterday was the first day that the Glasgow Transit System extended its hours for the bus route availability here in the city of Glasgow. Those hours of operation are now 6:45 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and that's Monday through Friday. That change was made to better serve the citizens, they say. Now, route deviations and wheelchair riders, do remember that you have to schedule those at least 24 hours in advance, and those requests should be directed to the Glasgow Department of Public Works Monday through Friday between 7 o'clock in the morning and 3:30 in the afternoon. You can call that number by dialing 270-629-4848. One more time, that's 270-629-4848. The time is 6:18. It's 73 degrees. We'll be right back with more local news and a look at some of those things going on in the eastern part of the state, continuing in the 6 o'clock morning edition.
Healthcare changes all the time, but at Hatchet Home Medical, we're a consistent friend to help you navigate the road to good health. We are your headquarters for all types of equipment and supplies to let you recuperate at home, and we keep up with all the changes. So let us file the paperwork for insurance reimbursement. Hatchet Home Medical's huge showroom and warehouse on Park Avenue in Glasgow lets us stock what you need, and our trained technicians are courteous and helpful when setting up and instructing instructing you or your caretakers. We feature a 24-hour on-call phone number to help in emergencies. And remember, all healthcare professionals, Hatchett's Home Medical has the area's largest selection of nurses' uniforms and supplies, featuring the best of name brands. Whether you need a wheelchair, walker, hospital bed, or other assistive device, the name to remember is Hatchett Home Medical in the Park Avenue Shopping Center in Glasgow. Phone 651-9551.
Have you heard about the new online home for the Glasgow EPB? Well, it isn't just a new-looking website. It's a whole new way to manage your Glasgow EPB services. At the all-new GlasgowEPB.com, you can take care of paying your bill online like always, but you can also request or transfer your Glasgow EPB services, access customer support guides, easily sign up for GEPB alerts, and learn about all available products and programs. So check it out today, GlasgowEPB.com.
Welcome back into WCLU Local News. It's 6:20, 73 degrees. Hope you're doing well today. We've already said it's a little overcast out there this morning, and looks like that's the way it's going to be because there is some rain moving across the area. Temperatures are certainly going to be on the increase, and it will feel really hot and muggy around here, and that's just the nature of the summertime. We are here in August, of course. It's hard to believe, really. We're on the downstretch of the year already, and temperatures look like they're going to continue to be hot for the great deal of the next few weeks, and maybe we'll see a cool down as we head into September. Of course, it's hard to predict that at this point. We'll let you know about that once we get closer to that point. Well, as we've just discussed, a lot of outreach going on in eastern Kentucky currently, even mentioning the fact that we've seen some popular faces reaching out. We've discussed the fact that there has been a great deal of FEMA support from the government, of course, the governor being on the ground there. In fact, he's expected to go back and visit eastern Kentucky today. Many folks were talking on social media about how they saw some familiar faces, among those Tyler Childers and Chris Stapleton, who are both music stars here across the country, and they are both they both have their roots in that eastern Kentucky area. Chris Stapleton being noticed there at a Walmart purchasing items, Tyler Childers being on the ground helping folks with their homes and clear out debris. Now, quick turnaround loans for up to $5,000, they're available to small businesses in eastern Kentucky affected by these devastating floods. That's left at least 26 people dead, and as we continue to learn more from the governor now, that number even increasing to 38 yesterday. That's more than a dozen counties worth of folks who have been declared dead. More from Nadia Ramlagan on this outreach and money that's coming to the area.
Lending director with the Mountain Association, Robert Allen, says many of the region's local businesses were just starting to make a comeback from the pandemic, and now they'll need help rebuilding. He adds that residents and rescue crews who are beginning the cleanup process are counting on shops and stores to provide necessities.
There are grocery stores that are there that are the vital part of the community where the food source is. There are businesses that are going to have a really hard time building back, and the economic impact is real.
Allen says loan information may not be available online yet, but wants residents to know they should keep checking mtassociation.org for updates. President Joe Biden has declared the flooding a federal emergency, which opens the door for FEMA assistance and federal aid for recovery efforts. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
All right, thank you, Nadia. A hearing has been set for two youth who have been charged as adults in the carjacking and fatal shooting of a United Methodist Church leader in Memphis. A juvenile court judge Monday set a September 12th hearing for two 15-year-old boys charged with first-degree murder, carjacking, and other offenses in the slaying of the Reverend Atora Eason Williams. Police say Eason Williams was found in her driveway with multiple gunshot wounds on July 18th. Shelby County District Attorney Amy Wyrick is pursuing adult charges against these two teens. Eason Williams was superintendent of the Metro District of the Tennessee Western Kentucky Conference of the United Methodist Church. And big news out of the economic development sector in Hopkinsville. Ascend Elements Incorporated will invest $310 million in a new Kentucky plant, creating 250 full-time jobs there in Christian County. Ascend produces advanced sustainable battery materials from recycled lithium-ion batteries. Governor Andy Beshear's office says the plant will produce enough recycled battery precursor and sustainable cathode active materials to equip up to 250,000 electric vehicles annually. annually. Now, the state approved a 15-year incentive agreement that can provide up to $7.5 million in tax incentives and additionally approved up to $2 million in sales and use tax incentives. The 450,000 square foot facility, it'll be on the 140 acres in Hopkinsville's Commerce Park number 2. And finally today, we want to let you know ahead of time about something that is going on here locally. This is going on for Wednesday and Friday this week, and it is something, a big deal really. Bridge, Kentucky, which is located here on West Main Street in Glasgow, right there at the Glasgow Water Company area, right next to Hurt Auto Sales and that general area, if you know. They are going to, that's where they have their office. They're going to be giving away free bags of clothes. If you need some back-to-school clothes or you need some clothes, they have those there 1 to 4 p.m. Wednesday and Friday this week. That's located at 603 West Main Street here in Glasgow. And, of course, that is back-to-school clothes. They are filled up and they are free. So if you'd like to do that, you can drop by there. You can take advantage of that resource. We can get you more information on that potentially. But, again, just know that they will be there from 1 to 4 Wednesday and Friday at 603 West Main Street in Glasgow. Make plans to attend that. It's a good outreach and good community resource. 625, 73 degrees. I'm Brennan Crane. Have a great Tuesday. It's August 2nd.
When we lost Frank, we lost a good friend. Father, husband, colleague, and coach. He meant a lot to all of us. Today, we had a chance to tell him that.
When someone close to you passes on, you want to commemorate their life in a special way. That's why individual requests are such an important part of our funeral services. We strive to meet your specific needs for the most fitting service for your loved ones. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
It's important to know you can send unique designs at a price you can afford when you send a design created by Jeff's Country Florist. And if you can't seem to find that one-of-a-kind unique gift, then come see us at Jeff's Country Florist. These great designs and gifts are available for local delivery or in-store pickup. Stop by and browse our showroom at 4911 Scottsville Road in Glasgow. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Let's talk. 270-678-3575. There's only one Jeff's Country Florist.
This is the Kentucky News Network. At least 37 people are dead and hundreds still unaccounted in eastern Kentucky following catastrophic flooding in that area that started late last week. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear adding that area of eastern Kentucky is slated for more storms early this morning. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell expressing deep sadness for the loss of life and property in eastern Kentucky.
Severe rainstorms have created crisis conditions. Water rose too quickly for many to react, with tragic consequences.
Governor Randy Beshear asking FEMA to add more counties to be eligible for individual disaster assistance. The governor says residents in Floyd, Johnson, Leslie, Magoffin, Martin, Owsley, and Pike counties should be eligible for individual assistance. Also, in light of Kentucky's unprecedented weather, Beshear is canceling his trip to Israel to deal with the flooding in the Commonwealth.
The district chiefs told the state education commissioner in a conference call they'll have to push back the start of school. In Letcher County, Superintendent Denise Yantz.
6 of my buildings have been affected. 3 of my schools had 8 feet of water in them. And we won't know about the structures until we get some cleanup done.
Perry County Superintendent Jonathan Jett.
Robinson Elementary, actually an exterior wall and probably 20% of the roof collapsed. So that school is not going to be operational.
I'm Paul Miles.
Abortion is now banned in Kentucky. The Court of Appeals late last night granting Kentucky's AG Daniel Cameron's motion seeking an emergency stay of the Jefferson Circuit Court's temporary injunction, aka TI, that prevented 2 Kentucky abortion bans from going into effect. The TI was granted late last month so the court could consider a lawsuit by Planned Parenthood and others challenging Kentucky's trigger ban and its 6-week ban under the state constitution. I'm Rob Carpenter. This is the Kentucky News Network.
A crying baby is impossible to ignore, but a quiet baby can be easy to forget. Every year, dozens of children lose their lives because otherwise attentive adults forgot they were in the back seat. It only takes a moment for a car to heat up to dangerous levels, even on cooler days. So get in the habit of always looking in the back seat and use reminders to ensure baby is always with you. Where's baby? Look before you lock. Paid for by NHTSA.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never been easier. Go to eec.ky.
In my family, I'm the planner. From the weekly grocery list to the family vacation. Everything. All the details. Though planning for the end was something I left off my list. Then a friend told me about South Central Kentucky monuments in Glasgow. She said even though it wasn't on her to-do list, seeing them was one of the best planning decisions she'd ever made. South Central Kentucky monuments showed her the different options they have available. Even an image of the finished monument. And since South Central Kentucky Monuments does all the stone carving in-house, it cost much less than she expected. They made the process easy to create the exact memorial she wanted. So my husband and I made a plan to see them. We are so happy with our decision. We encouraged our family and friends to do the same. It'll be the best planning decision you ever make.
Buy direct and save money at South Central Kentucky Monuments at the corner of East Front Street and Columbia Avenue. Family owned in Glasgow since 2010.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
You're listening to Good Morning Live on WCLU. It is 6:31. We have 73 degrees. We have had 1,300ths of an inch of rain and some more in far west Kentucky that may stay together and approach us a bit later on in the afternoon. In area funeral announcements this hour, Marilyn Ray, age 84, passed away Saturday at NHC Healthcare, surrounded by her family. Funeral services for Marilyn Ray will be held at the South Green Street Church of Christ on Wednesday at 11 a.m., with burial to follow in the Stockton Ray Cemetery in Edmonton. Visitation will be held at the South Green Street Church of Christ today from 4 until 8 p.m., and visitation will resume Wednesday after 9 o'clock until the funeral hour. The Wynn Funeral Home is in charge of those arrangements. Condolences can be expressed online at wynnfuneralhome@gmail.com. J.D. Wright, 81, of Burkesville, died Sunday. He is survived by his daughter, Jana Thacker of Burkesville, brothers Frank Wright of Burkesville and David Wright of Bowling Green, a grandson, Tyler Thacker of Burkesville. The funeral service for J.D. Wright will be Wednesday at 2 o'clock at the Norris New Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Branham Grove Cemetery in Cumberland County. Visitation begins today at 1 o'clock at the Norris New Funeral Home. Gregory Michael Robinette, age 61, of Brownsville, died Saturday at the Medical Center. He was a carpenter and a member of the Nolan Free Will Baptist Church in Nolan, West Virginia. Surviving are his wife of 41 years, Virgie Burnett Robinette, 4 children, Nathaniel Robinette of Louisville, Samantha Hurley of Rockfield, Shyla Robinette of Glasgow, and Joshua Robinette of Brownsville. 6 siblings, Tamira Leonard of Sunfish, Sina Burnett, Gaynell Maynard, and Bruce Robinette, all of Mammoth Cave, Wanda McCready of Brownsville, and Gladys Walters of Bardstown. 11 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren survive as well. The service for Gregory Michael Robinette will be Saturday at 3 at Grayville Funeral Home, burial in the Brownsville Cemetery. Visitation begins after 1 o'clock on Saturday. Morris Truman Smith, 76, of Mount Hermon, died Saturday at the Medical Center of Bowling Green. He worked as a bus mechanic for the Monroe County School Board. Truman survived by a son, James Smith of Mount Hermon, a grandson, Asher. Truman is also survived by a sister, Matilda Burge of Bowling Green. Services for Morris Truman Smith will be at 1 o'clock Wednesday at Yoakley Tribble Funeral Home. Burial to follow at the Bethlehem Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 4 p.m. Renee Joy Farley, age 48, of Glasgow, died Sunday at her residence. She was born in Staten Island, New York, to Paul Zepanik and Sarah Kinoff. She was employed at Gondolier and was a member of the Southside Baptist Church. She was married to James Farley. In addition to her parents and husband, she is survived by 4 daughters, Reva Farley, Jasmine Kane, Heather Vugt, and Jennifer Guerdon. 1 son, R.J. Southwell. 3 sisters, Jody Pelazarski, Jackie McKenzie, and Dale Fox. In keeping with Renee's wishes, the family has chosen cremation. No services are planned at this time. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home is in charge. Ethel Ann Thomas, 62, of Decatur, Indiana, died at her residence on Wednesday. Ethel Ann was involved with the Bi-County services. She loved her family very much, and she also loved listening to all types of music. She is survived by her 4 brothers, George, Donald, William, and John Thomas, all of Indiana, and several nieces and nephews. The service for Ethel Ann Thomas will be at noon today at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with burial in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. Trenton Souters, 59, of Park City, died Saturday at his home with family and friends by his side. He was an HVAC technician for R&R Heating and Air Conditioning, a member of the Rocky Hill Fire Department, and a member of the Liberty Hill Missionary Baptist Church. He was a son of the late George H. Sam Souters and Linda Nash Souters of Round Hill, who survives. In addition to his mother, he is survived by his wife, Donna Lindsay Souters, 3 children, April Garrett of Park City, T.J. Souters of Brownsville, and Matthew Souters of Wingfield. 6 brothers, Mike, Gary, David, and Jeff Souters of Round Hill, and Ricky Souters of Bowling Green, and Timmy Souters of Bee Spring. 14 grandchildren survive as well. The service for Trenton Souters will be at 1 o'clock Saturday at Liberty Hill Missionary Baptist Church. Burial to follow in the church cemetery. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 on Thursday, and after 10 on Friday at Grayville Funeral Home, and then after 10 Saturday at the church. Funeral services for Joel Montgomery, 81, of Brownsville, will be held at noon Thursday at the Grayville Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Midway Cemetery. Visitation begins at 4 on Wednesday afternoon. Funeral services for Joyce Faye DeWeese Landrum, 74, of Glasgow, will be at 1 o'clock Wednesday at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial in the Old Zion Methodist Church Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 4 p.m. Service for Gerald Hansel White, 89, of Paducah, will be at 1 o'clock tomorrow at Grayville Funeral Home. Burial in the Minton Cemetery in Jetson. Visitation begins today at 4 p.m. Memorial graveside services for Samuel Allen Chambers, age 84, formerly of Glasgow, will be held at 2 o'clock Wednesday at the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery, with military honors provided by Glasgow Chapter 20 of the DAV. Local arrangements entrusted to Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Graveside service for Gary Neal Perkins, 78, of Edmonton, will be today at 2 at the Hume Cemetery on Jesse Shaw Road near Edmonton, under the direction of the Butler Funeral Home. Funeral services for Geneva Jennings, age 92, of Tompkinsville, will be today at 1 o'clock at Bartley & Sons Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free at WCLUradio.com and on the WCLU app. No login is necessary.
It's important to know you can send unique designs at a price you can afford when you send a design created by Jeff's Country Florist. And if you can't seem to find that one-of-a-kind unique gift, then come see us at Jeff's Country Florist. These great designs and gifts are available for local delivery or in-store pickup. Stop by and browse our showroom at 4911 Scottsville Road in Glasgow. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Let's talk. 270-678-3575. There's only one Jeff's Country Florist.
This WCLU weather update brought to you by Southern States.
One thing's for sure, seasons do change. We might not be able to predict the date of the next cold snap, but at Southern States, in business since 1923, we've seen some patterns. We're ready to fill your tanks and make sure you won't be chilled out by the seasonal changes. Southern States is ready to help you with seed and fertilizer for your pastures and your home lawns. We just love helping our customers prepare for the next season. We're Southern States, 300 Sampson Street in Glasgow. In the WCLU Forecast Center for today, we are waking up with a possibility of more scattered showers and thunderstorms. 89 is going to be the high. The rain chance is going to be 40%. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms early, partly cloudy, and a low of 70. Sunny on Wednesday, a high of 91. The heat index could be 100. Wednesday night, clear in 72. Thursday, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, a high of 88. And the rain chance is going to be 40%. Now, looking at the constant coverage and studio radar screen, not much happening here in southern Kentucky. A little light shower in between Russellville and the Tennessee line there in Logan County. And the showers that were just south of Bowling Green are kind of dried up. The ugly showers are coming up north of Evansville. They'll be knocking on the door. But I noticed earlier this morning that heavy thunderstorm, the orange and red we had on the radar screen about 4 o'clock this morning, they got over 2 inches of rain over on the Ohio River up in Crittenden County and up to Henderson, just outside of Evansville. About 2 inches of rain up there in the early morning hours. That all has dried up, evaporated. Didn't make it this far, but that's just round one. We'll see what else happens. We did get 0.13 of an inch of rain overnight. Barometers at 30.02. Southwest winds at 9 miles an hour. 73 degrees. Good morning live. Let's check in on the ag world.
A slowdown in the farm economy. Hello, I'm Kellen Havikin, and this is Ag Headline News on Brownfield. An economist says ongoing volatility in the ag sector will likely cause growth in the farm economy to slow over the next several months. Bernie Goss is with Creighton University.
With the value of the dollar increasing fairly dramatically, that's making agricultural products less competitively priced abroad, so that's going to have some negative impacts on farming.
More news is next.
Hello everyone, this is Joe and Rachel Dotson from Best One Tire in Glasgow.
We wanted to personally thank you for supporting our tire and repair business at 100 Shawn Lane.
Many of our customers come to us for ag and truck tire, but did you know we are capable of serving any size car or pickup?
With over 300 stores behind us, our buying power means we can pass on to you the very best pricing in our area.
We have many tires and tubes in stock, and we can do alignments on just about anything that rolls.
I was raised in Metcalfe County. After being away for a few years, Joe and I brought our family back to the area, and nothing brings us greater pleasure than servicing our neighbors when they are broke down in the field or on the road. We are here for you. We want to help you by taking the stress out of buying your next tires. We will work with any budget, anytime.
Come in and find out why we are the fastest growing tire company in Glasgow. We love this business. We love this town. Pretty soon you will be coming to our new store out on Highway 90 right here in Glasgow.
Best One Tire and Service, creating one Raven fan at a time.
The USDA's good to excellent rating for corn held steady last week as soybeans improved slightly. 61% of corn is rated good to excellent, with 60% of soybeans at that mark. That's due to some much-needed rain following in parched portions of the region, like in east central Illinois, for farmer Brian Sievers.
We got another 7/10, so that's the first significant rain that we've had in a long time.
But more moisture will be needed to stabilize yields, and most forecasts have more hot, dry weather in much of the region this week. South central Nebraska farmer Andy Johnman says time is running out before his dryland crops are lost for the year.
Our dryland crops keep slipping every day.
A group of Indiana farmers remain concerned about the lack of available workers.
Everybody is having challenges, and there's no easy fix to it right now.
That's Indiana Farm Bureau President Randy Cron. The USDA says June's corn for ethanol use and soybean crush numbers were down from May, but up from June 2021. I'm Kellen Havikin on Brownfield Ag News.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota LO1 series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota LO1 series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See your local dealer, J&J Sales.
on West Main Street in Glasgow.
Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See your local dealer, J&J Sales, on West Main Street in Glasgow.
That's right. Good folks to have on your side in the ag field, wherever you're working in ag. It's J&J Sales. Just like it's good to have good tire folks on your side, too. And that's what Best One Tire is all about. They bring you the ag reports here each and every day on WCLU from Brownfield. 73 degrees. We got the ag taken care of. Now let's get over here and take care of our birthday honorees today. Here we go. It's number 58 for Russell Humphrey today. We've got twin brothers turning 12 today. It's Aiden and Austin Smith. Aiden and Austin Smith are 12 today. Tim Boer has a birthday, so does Sarah Rutledge, Valerie Ward, Robin Allen, Lisa Logston, Dennis Smith, Dee London, Derek Williams, Ruthine Hawks has a birthday. It's also Connie Davis celebrating, Frenchie Belcher, Randy Wilkinson, Scott Barrel Gullett. Scott is 34 today. And that's just a good start here. It's all birthdays so far. Got an anniversary out there? Well, let us know. 651-9149, 800-956-1023, and online here from WCLUradio.com. We'll take care of it. Got a special Good as Gold for today. Listen very carefully. Our Good as Gold honorees' names are not all known today, because today the family of David Walbert, the Barron County Court bailiff who was injured in a moped accident on July the 14th, they want to make everybody who helped after David's accident as good as gold. Now, the family doesn't know all of the names of those heroes who helped, but they want to say thank you to so many who were there, who reached out and continued to be there for David and Debbie Walbert. You are truly as good as gold. From your friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, a little special pat them on the back for a lot of folks who were so helpful.
Are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or your hips or your back, especially this time of the year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Henry Royce for the team at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500. 270-974-4500.
647 WCLU. There's a strength training class today from 10 until 10:45 at Edmondson County Library in Brownsville. There's also yoga classes this afternoon at 4:30 at Metcalfe County Public Library. Yoga engages the mind, the body, and the spirit, and healthy is a way to relieve stress. Make a note of that one. And then also coming up, the DAV is assisting disabled veterans with their claims today from 8 until noon at the Lyra B. Mitchell Clubhouse. Just some things you ought to know about. Just like you ought to know about the pathway paved for us to get where we are. And I guess digest maybe where we're going. It's time for Sam Terry to join us, and we will share in the archives. Today, the archives brought to you by the good folks at Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
When there's work to be done, you get to it. And Joseph A. Wade Incorporated is here to help. They repair and make hydraulic hoses and repair hydraulic cylinders. If there's a problem, the Joseph A. Wade hydraulic team will help you find a solution. They're also a distributor for for Croyle products. Plus, black and orange nitrile gloves are back in stock. Locally owned and operated, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated. Here to help since 1985. Located in the curve of Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
All right, Sam Terry is here with me. This is the Archives at 648. Could be confused, though, as the Morning Sports Report, couldn't it, Sam?
It might be, except it's from 100 years ago.
That's right. 100 years ago today, baseball was the big topic here in the Archives. So y'all listen up as we go down memory lane. I'm going to get one more sip of coffee, and you all do the same so I can make it a century, okay? The Glasgow Times this day reported a fascinating story, a totally fascinating story. The headline reads, "Regrettable Aftermath of the Ball Game." And here's what the Times wrote. "It is inconceivable, indeed, that a newspaper man should so far forget the finer instincts of his profession as to belittle a town and its citizenship and make them the basis of his article in writing up a ball game." But that's exactly what happened when a Bowling Green newspaper man took pen in hand, dipped it in vitriol, and dashed off the nastiest, the most disgusting bit of rot we have seen in many a day. Ouch. Instead of reciting the details of the game, he used one column of space, making light of Glasgow and her people. Glasgow and Bowling Green are on the friendliest terms. It's indeed regrettable that a Bowling Green publication allows this splendid feeling to be endangered by a hack writer of damn foolery. That's all one word, according to the way this was written, Sam. Glasgow showed Bowling Green visitors here Wednesday unusual courtesies. She received them in her homes, closed her places of business out of deference to them, and served the choicest shady side of the ballpark stand for their comfort. Give them a dance. And speaking for the Times, we say further, she was given the same kindly considerate newspaper write-up on our part and was given in 2 previous games. So the writer here, I'm presuming that might have been, was it Mr. Richardson maybe in 1922? I
believe it was.
Mr. Richardson was pretty hacked at the way the Bowling Green newspaper wrote up the Glasgow ball game, the details, and apparently trashed the fans too. Is that the way you read that, Sam?
That's how I took it. And unfortunately, it doesn't tell us which Bowling Green newspaper. At various times, there have been multiple papers in Bowling Green.
Right.
But, kind of an unusual article.
It really was. It was really. He was really. Let's see. Took pen in hand, dipped it in vitriol, and dashed off the nastiest, most disgusting bit of rot we have seen in many a day. You know, ouch! I say that again, but my goodness, what journalistic penmanship he used in painting that picture, Sam. 1922. Like I say, it's the Morning Sports Report. Let's move to 1932. The Glasgow Republican is reporting that Glasgow should be proud of the 123rd Cavalry Band. Those who failed to hear them last Thursday night from 7 till 8 o'clock when they gave a concert in the courthouse yard missed a rich treat. The band has taken in a number of young men in town and surrounding country and is developing them into excellent musicians. This sweetens their own lives and makes them capable of making the world sweeter and better because of their living in it. Nice thing to be said in 1932. And I was, Sam, up at the ribbon cutting for the 3rd floor of the Cultural Center last week. Brendan and I were up there, and there's a great picture of the north side of the courthouse showing the big bandstand and how it used to lay there in the courthouse back in the day. I'm sure in 1932 it was like that, and you really get a feel for how much music meant, and having it downtown too back in that picture that's up on the 3rd floor, along with many other wonderful photos, I might add.
You certainly do, and Glasgow has always loved music, and they've supported musical events and the people who make music. And, it's an ongoing tradition.
Let's go to 1942. This story, Sam Terry, this story would be in today's times, a wonderful tidbit news story, okay? Follow along in the Glasgow Republican. Listen carefully. The headline reads, "An urgent appeal." The story reads, "A frantic appeal was noted by attendants who assisted registrants in filling out their occupational questionnaires here in 1942. After the questionnaires had been properly filled out, a registrant who reportedly had a wife and 2 more dependents took a pencil and added, 'Please draft me.'" This fella said, I guess he wrote down what his occupation was. He filled out the questionnaires, and apparently because of the fact that he has a wife and 2 kids at home, he took a pencil and added the words, "Please draft me." That was good for a chuckle over at the Civil Service Board there in 1942, for sure. He was...
and obviously they told the newspaper.
That's right. He was ready to go, for sure. Loaded for bear, as they say. Excuse me, in 1942. Please draft me. All right, 1952, in the Glasgow Times, Monday night play at Gorham Park, the JCs stayed in the running in second place in the City Softball League by beating the Pettigo Rogers Insurance Company 13-3. Lester Daniel of WCLU sports fame many years ago was the winning pitcher. Ken Rush was the loser. Top hitters were Leslie Leach and Paul Walker for the JCs, with each having 3 of 4. The second game, the Rogers Ramblers squeezed by Wells Grocery by a score of 12-11. Jesse Pickett is credited with the pitching win. The loss is charged to Gladys Wells. Those are some big names in the history of good fellows growing up around here, you know.
They certainly are, and they all did interesting, good things for our town.
Yeah. I just love the fact that these were important. You know, here we have the softball league and the city league, and let's put those names in the paper, and let's give credit to those who are taking advantage of our recreational opportunities around here, for sure. Wish I could see a few pictures of those games, too, knowing those characters. 1962, the Bethel 4-H Club held their most recent meeting this day at the clubhouse. 14 members answered the roll call. 14 members answering the roll call. The following members were appointed to work on the club's display for the fair: Joe Powell, Paulette Prophet, Gail Maggard, Mike Maggard, and Barry Coffey. The visitors attending the meeting were Judy Maggard, Jerry Coomer, and Danny Lowe. That's a good 4-H Club meeting out at Bethel there in 1962, Sam Terry.
Well, it sounds like the right team to create an impressive display for the fair.
Indeed. All right, that's still 1962. I got to get my stapler out right here and rearrange this so I don't... I'm going to wind up getting backwards, and Sam doesn't like it when I get backwards, I tell you. Because I could have avoided it if I'd just been more patient. All right, so that makes it 1972. What's the news in 1972? Well, the grand opening of the new Park City Drugstore is scheduled for Friday and Saturday this week, located in the old Park City State Bank building. That is news to me. I did not know that Park City ever had a drugstore. But, I'm sure they did. I just didn't know it. But here we are saying they're having a grand opening at the old Park City State Bank here in 1972. You know anything about that?
I don't. We all learn something every day.
You know, obviously, it needed a drugstore, but here in 72 they had the grand opening. 1982, the Glasgow Water Company recently installed a computer system. This is, again, you think about 1982, I don't know, in the span of my lifetime, that didn't seem like all that long ago. But a picture in the Glasgow Daily Times in 1982 showed the Glasgow Water Company recently installing a computer system. In that picture, Miss Pat Fant is shown using the new computer in preparing bills for the company. 1982, the computerization of the Glasgow Water Company. Fascinating. 1992, the opening of the Days Inn in Glasgow took place this week with a near-capacity booking for reservations for the first day of business. Let's go welcome them in. Let's stay there while we're at it. 1992. 2002, this was another, talking about WCLU Sports Crew there. We talked about Les Daniel in 52. Well, here in 2002, the Old Timers softball game this day in 2002 was renamed in honor of the late Randall Cook. What a fitting accolade to the late Randall Cook, who was so active in sports, so active in softball, and so active in so many things around here. And it was really touching when they renamed that softball game in honor of the late Randall Cook, Sam.
It certainly was, and what a great fellow he was, and gone too soon.
That's right. Lots of funny stuff. Lots of funny stories I'd like to bring him up to date on for sure. Of course, he had a lot of funny stories that I learned from him too. And finally, this day in 2012, at the Barron County Progress, volunteers from the Glasgow Barron County Chamber of Commerce served gallons of ice cream to a few hundred citizens during their annual ice cream social. They have never lacked for a crowd at that event, have they, Sam?
No, never.
The only way to mess it up is to get there so late you didn't get what flavor you really wanted.
That's right. And hats off to all those board members and volunteers.
That's right.
Who made all of that ice cream. It was quite a treat.
Hard to decide what to choose, but it was a festive. It was a certainly. You might have had an argument with somebody in town the day earlier, but when y'all came together for ice cream, it just seemed to solve things, you know. That's what I have in the archives today. You got anything else you want to bring up?
I think that's a good roundup for today.
We have. I mean, you know, we got that pen dipped in vitriol and that what did he say? A big bunch of rot in describing the ball game. We got to figure out which paper that was so we can dig that one up, Sam.
We can. It would be interesting to find that and see exactly what it was
right.
that Bowling Green writer wrote.
How much of the translation was spot on. It's in the archives. We enjoy having this conversation, and we thank you all for joining us. And, Sam, we really thank you for the wonderful rest of the story that you bring to this program, and we'll try again tomorrow to share, okay?
See you then.
Have a good day. Sam Terry here on behalf of Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services. Nice folks doing business and getting the job done and doing so every day.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Looking for a great job working with friendly folks, competitive pay, and no weekends? Well, Key 1 Hour Cleaners in Glasgow is in need of a presser and a shirt presser. Apply in person at Key Cleaners location on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. Key Cleaners is a family-owned business that's been successful over the past 35 years, providing great service and having the best employees. You should consider joining that group. Looking for a presser and a shirt presser? Apply at Key Cleaners, 401 Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. We need you.
Thanks for listening to this Forever Communications radio station. By now, you know our stations get results for our advertisers. But did you know that Forever Communications is also the market leader in providing digital marketing strategies for our clients? With proven digital tactics and a transparent stats dashboard, Forever Digital is the top choice. Let's get started on your digital marketing strategy. Just text digital to 88474. We'll send info to your phone. That's digital to 88474.
A message from the South Green Street Church of Christ.
As we continue to think about living without regret, I suggest to you today that you will most likely regret refusing to mend broken relationships. Why do you think it is that so many of us wait and wait and wait before we seek to fix a breach that's in a broken relationship? Friends, don't wait to say, I'm sorry. The funeral is too late. Jesus suggested in Matthew chapter 5, verses 23 and 24, that if you find a time where you are offering a gift on your altar and remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there at the altar and go be reconciled to your brother. You will regret refusing to mend broken relationships. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
South Green Street Church of Christ, 306 South Green Street in Glasgow, 270-651-5409.
Let's look at the weather forecast today on behalf of South Central Bank, helping you take care of your money each and every day. They do so quite well. Today, scattered showers and thunderstorms at 89. 40% is the rain chance. Isolated showers and thunderstorms early tonight. Partly cloudy, a low of 70. Tomorrow, we are cranking up the thermostat. Sunny and 91, but the heat index is going to make it feel like 100 degrees. Are you ready for that? Well, it's going to happen. For tomorrow night, clear and 72. And for Thursday, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Sunny and a high of 88. The rain chance, by the way, if you want to factor the numbers on Thursday, is 40%. Radar screen hadn't changed a lot since the last time we did the forecast. Light showers in between Hopkinsville and the Kentucky-Tennessee line there, down just not far from Clarksville, Tennessee. And a few little straggling showers southwest of Bowling Green, but around here everything is quiet, and some heavier storms up, well, actually, if you know where Vincennes, Indiana is, which a lot of folks do know where that is, it's north of Evansville. Ugly stuff up there. 73, we had 1,300 of an inch of rain overnight. We'll see where we go today. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank.
When you look around Glasgow and Barron County, you see that South Central Bank's roots run deep, having served generations of families and supported some of the most significant business growth in the region. We are proud to be a part of this community. For 50 years, our customers have received superior service from South Central Bank, and we remain committed to that. We continue to build relationships that are making an impact on the community we call home. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Little Caesars presents delicious duos like bacon and eggs, spaghetti and meatballs, and of course peanut butter and jelly. Now, Little Caesars brings you a large, hot and ready slices and sticks. A delicious duo featuring 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, together with 8 tasty slices of Italian cheese sticks, plus crazy sauce for only $6. Little Caesars hot and ready slices and sticks is just $6. Available every day when you walk in between 4 and 8 at Little Caesars.
Pizza. At participating locations plus tax. Prices may vary.
All right, you hear that commercial, pizza. It's good. It makes a difference. And we're going to get over here and have the trivia question, and you call in and answer it correctly. And then what's going to happen is you're going to win a pizza from Little Caesars. Here we go with today's trivia question. The Clemson University campus, Clemson University down in South Carolina, actually occupies the site of what former vice president's plantation? 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Clemson University's campus is on the site of a former vice president's plantation. Name that vice president. Trivia.
John Calhoun.
That's right. Who is this speaking?
Daniel Irwin.
You're Daniel, you are fast. and you get the hard ones, because I'm going to tell you. I thought, well, this is a hard question, but it's so interesting. What do you know about John C. Calhoun, Daniel?
I just remember learning a little bit about history in high school.
Yeah, well, you know, it's good you brought it this far. Now, I'll explain this, okay? Down in Clemson University down in South Carolina, the Vice President John Calhoun had a plantation, lived on a plantation called Fort Hill. When he died, he bequeathed this to his wife and his daughter. And they sold it to a relative. And when that relative died, Thomas Green Clemson actually foreclosed on the mortgage. And then he later bequeathed the property to the state for use as an agriculture college to be named for him. So, you wonder why it's not Calhoun College? Well,
I don't think Calhoun Tigers would be very a very good name, I guess.
but it's interesting. So they needed the family had it. They sold it to a relative. The relative had to have his mortgage foreclosed. So the guy who foreclosed the mortgage, Mr. Clemson, bequeathed it to the college if they named it after him. Pretty interesting stuff right there. And there's a lot more. I'll tell you. What got me into this, I was my young grandson, Hank, he loves to read, and he loves to read about presidents. And he was reading about Gerald Ford, reading a book to me yesterday about Gerald Ford. And talking about how that Gerald Ford became vice president after Spiro Agnew resigned. And there's only been one other vice president that resigned, and it happened to be John Calhoun. So I started looking up why John Calhoun resigned, and it's the most complicated thing. I had to ask Jesse Brown or somebody, what in the world? The reason why he resigned is an odd thing that I can't even figure it out. So then I said, well, I got to find something about John Calhoun. So that's when I found out that his plantation is now where Clemson University is.
Yeah.
So there you go. Is that worth a pizza to you there, is it there, Daniel?
I believe it is.
Okay, so there you have it. Calhoun, he gave the land for Clemson, and he's also one of two vice presidents who has resigned in office. Agnew's was pretty simple. But Calhoun's is, it's, if you read about it, it's like, whoa, how did he get to this point? All right, we're going to play tomorrow. Daniel, hang on, I'll get your address, and appreciate you. You. You know, I'm sure your high school history teacher has got to be impressed that you paid attention in class, for sure.
Actually, it was Bo Matthews.
Bo Matthews was your teacher?
Yeah.
And he taught you about that, huh? Well, my goodness, you know, Bo is a wonderful educator, and you can see that in addition to doing a great job as a superintendent, he was doing a great job in the classroom too, wasn't he, back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Well, he'll be glad to hear that you're remembering that, Daniel. Thank you. Hang on, I'll get your address, okay?
All right, thank you.
Daniel Irwin wins trivia today. Could be you tomorrow. Come on back and we'll see.
Let me ask you something.
I believe
what do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
When you or a loved one have been seriously injured in a wreck, it feels like you're losing control.
Bills are piling up. Your injuries may be preventing you from working. Don't leave your future in the hands of the insurance company.
They'll take advantage of you.
Call Hughes & Coleman today. We've been fighting to get our clients the most money possible for over 35 years.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others.
Everyone has the right to control their own future.
This is not the case if you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or a big truck wreck. The insurance companies will take advantage of you.
We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients.
We're passionate about getting big dollar results for our clients.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Over $1 billion recovered for our clients in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston, and they're on guard even when no one is home. Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection. The uglier the weather gets, the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
Good morning from Forever Communications, WCLU Glasgow, W276VO Glasgow, WLLI Muffordville, WLYE Glasgow, W253BN Glasgow. Good morning live.
CBS News Brief. President Biden says Osama bin Laden's successor, Ayman al-Zawahiri, has been killed in a U.S. drone strike at a safe house in Kabul. CBS News contributor Michael Morrell on the current state of al-Qaeda.
While they don't pose the same threat that they posed, say, a decade ago or 20 years ago, this does disrupt that organization.
The largest wildfire in California this year has turned deadly. A couple killed as they tried to escape the flames in their car. Nearly 24 still missing. Local Roger Derry.
Our community hall has been burned to the ground. Our post office is basically burned and gutted.
Will she or won't she? China warns that if House Speaker Nancy Pelosi does visit Taiwan today, the U.S. will pay the price. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby.
I think we've laid out very clearly that if she goes, it's not without precedent.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Get glowing for your wedding day and have picture-perfect skin with the help of the experts at R Plus Med Spa. They prioritize a tailored approach, starting with a complimentary bridal consultation to share any skin concerns you have as you prepare for your big day. This is also perfect for the mother of the bride, the groom, and your bridal party. R Plus Med Spa, 210 Shane Drive in Glasgow. Call 270-651-4SPA and schedule your complimentary bridal consultation today.
When you look around Glasgow and Barron County, you see that South Central Bank's roots run deep, having served generations of families and supported some of the most significant business growth in the region. We are proud to be a part of this community. For 50 years, our customers have received superior service from South Central Bank, and we remain committed to that. We continue to build relationships that are making an impact on the community we call home. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, good day. It's Tuesday, August 2nd, 73 degrees, 7:15 now. Good morning. Hope you're doing well today. You're listening to WCLU Local News, and I'm Brennan Crane. Lots of overcast skies out there if you're looking around the South Central Kentucky region, really across the whole state this morning as showers continue to move through the area. The heat is really what we're focused on now for this latter portion of the week, Thursday, Friday, even on Wednesday, heat indices reaching well over 100 degrees. And in some areas, even in the eastern part of the state, where recovery efforts are underway to help many people who have been devastated by these floods, the heat will be definitely hot there. And we're looking at several things with that flooding in the eastern part of the state. The governor is still, of course, conducting a press conference right now, actually, ahead of a trip to Pikeville today. He's going to be visiting a few of those communities there in the far eastern portion of the state. Of course, he visited last week some of those communities. He's going back today to survey more damage, and still some more things to go over with that. Now at least 37 people confirmed dead out of that flooding incident there in the eastern part of Kentucky, and we are looking at many people that are still unaccounted for. Cell service in the area is being restored. The governor predicting that today a lot of that would be restored back to cell phones and such, and that is going to be a major help with reaching people that are still unaccounted for. At this point, families have just depended on law enforcement and the National Guard and other volunteers who are doing search efforts and simply calling out names across the area to see if those people respond. Unfortunately, as the debris clears and things continue to really recede, if you will, they are discovering more and more folks who unfortunately have lost their lives in that. We'll touch base on what's going on in the eastern part of the state in just a moment. Here locally, the president, chairman, and CEO of the People's Bank, Terry Bunnell, announced that his bank has been selected as the Independent Community Bankers of America top lender of 2022. Bunnell was featured on the cover of the July 2022 edition of Independent Banker, along with an article that highlights the bank's importance of relationship lending. With a $114 million asset size, the bank says they offer various types of loans, and approximately 25% of those are agriculture related. Bunnell says it's a big deal.
Ag lending is very important in our community. We believe in our farmers. We're very fortunate to have a good ag base in our community, and we as a financial institution believe in the ag community. And so to be noted for the level of lending that we've been doing It's a nice recognition, but the compliment goes to the men and women who are farming, day in and day out, and that's what makes you most proud about it.
The bank says in a news release that they were ranked 18th in the category of agriculture lending among those financial institutions that have assets less than $300 million. Well, a part of an update yesterday with the flooding incident, like we said this morning, 37 people now confirmed dead at least, and they are still expecting to find others who have not been located at this point. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is on the ground there across the eastern part of the state in some of those counties like Floyd, Johnson, Leslie, Magoffin, Martin, Owsley, and Pike counties. They're on the ground there trying to go ahead and get that assistance going on for folks. Now, if you'll remember, back in December and early January, when some of those tornadoes unfortunately impacted the western part of the state, much like these floods have now impacted the eastern part of the state, FEMA was on the ground for several weeks helping folks to recover some of their lost damages and things like that. And here is a little bit of a recommendation. If you have some folks in that part of the state that, whether they're friends, family, and that you need to get some information to them, be sure they're keeping up with some of their personal information. They have a current phone number on file, an address at the time of the disaster and the address where they're now staying, a social security number, a general list of damage and losses, banking information, and if insured, their policy number or their agent or company name. Now, again, these details really are, unfortunately, the thing that during these natural disasters, they seem to be the last thing you're thinking about when you're looking at all of the devastation. FEMA is on the ground, and according to the governor, they'll be there for quite a while as they continue looking through all of these areas where folks have been missing, folks' homes have been destroyed, and things like that. Missing persons, they're still looking for several people. Of course, a lot of folks are still missing. They just simply haven't found them. They haven't located them. And as we just mentioned a little while ago, cell service in that whole area has been completely knocked out. They are restoring that, and we understand that in Letcher County, it was restored as of yesterday, and by today, they're expecting a lot of other cell services to be back up and going. So if you need to contact folks, be sure to remember that cell service in that area might be patchy, and then 911 areas, the line 911 might be tied up a little bit more if folks are in that area. But what they're looking at here are if you are across the state and you have some missing family or friends, there are a slew of numbers that you can call for Kentucky State Police, and we have those listed at our website, WCLUradio.com. Governor Beshear announced yesterday he's ordering flags at all state buildings to fly at half-staff for 1 week, so that's going to be ending August 8th in honor of the victims of the eastern Kentucky floods. He's saying that he's doing this, and the Capitol will also be lighted. The dome there will be, and the governor's mansion will be lighted green in honor of these victims. And again, he's saying that if you would like to do this at your business or your home, he's urging you to do the same. The governor says that he has signed an executive order to suspend fees for replacement driver's licenses and permits. That's going into effect, as well as replacement of motor vehicle registration and titles. You can find more information at our website, WCLUradio.com. Well, Kentucky State Police is going to be conducting several traffic safety checkpoints across the region in the coming month. They published those at their website, which is KentuckyStatePolice.org. You can find those all on that website, but here in Barron County, looks like they're going to be doing those at US 31W at the Edmonson County line, US 31W in Kentucky 255, US 31E in Jack Turner Road, Kentucky 70 and Kentucky 314, Kentucky 70 and Kentucky 740 at Highsville, Kentucky 1846 and Old Lexington Road, and Kentucky 249 there at the Monroe County line. Now, there are still some other places that we did not mention. These are all probable places, so if you are traveling in that area, be aware and be sure you have those documents handy and ready to hand to the officer so you can get through that checkpoint pretty quickly. Well, this whole summer, we've really been looking at gas prices and how expensive they've been, but gas prices have actually been on the decline now for the last month. Looks like gas prices in west central Kentucky are 19 cents lower this week at $3.69 per gallon. That's according to AAA East Central's gas price report. Today's regional average, it's 71 cents lower than a month ago. So it looks like in Bowling Green, $3.69 has been the average. Elizabethtown, $3.55. Louisville, $4.25 $3.12, Owensboro at $3.49, and Paducah at $3.58 per gallon. Now, what's happening with these gas prices? Well, since the trend analysis goes, according to new data from the Energy Information Administration, the gas demand increased from 8.52 million barrels per day to 9.25 million barrels per day last week. The estimated rate, it's about 80,000 barrels per day lower than last year, but it could slow pump price decreases if the trend holds. Additionally, total domestic gasoline stocks, they decreased by 3.3 million barrels to 225.1 million barrels, and signaling that higher demand reduced inventory last week. Now, new survey data from AAA, it finds that drivers are making significant changes to cope with high pump prices, and almost two-thirds of U.S. adults changed their driving habits or lifestyle since March, with 23% making major changes. Drivers' top three changes to offset high gas prices, well, they've been driving less, combining errands, and reducing shopping or dining out. So some interesting information there from AAA. Have you been making some of those changes? We'll be interested to know. Well, as we've said, relief efforts are underway in the eastern part of the state. In fact, the Team Kentucky Fund has now raised about $1.5 million through several donations since last week from across the state. If you'd like to donate to that, you can do that by going to the governor's website. There is a link there at the Team Kentucky website. You can make a donation there for those efforts. They are sending continuously items to the eastern part of the state to help with some of that relief efforts. The Barron Fiscal Court is slated to meet today in a special session that's going to be going on at 3 o'clock today in the Barron Fiscal Courtroom. They do have three items they're going to be looking over, according to the agenda published yesterday by county government. Billy Houchins, who is the chair for the Transportation Committee, is going to be giving a report that's on equipment repairs, purchase of a replacement trailer, and the rental budget. Now, this is going to be after the fact that the Fiscal Court Committee, that's called the Transportation Committee, they're going to be meeting at 2 this afternoon at the Barron County Road Department, and they're looking over those exact same items. So keep that in mind. They are going to be having that committee meeting at 2 o'clock. Then they'll be traveling over at 3 o'clock to have that fiscal court meeting. You can attend those. That is in the building where the county clerk's office is, or if you'd like to go to that, you can also go to that there on the third floor of the county government building there, as we just said, where the county clerk and sheriff's office are. It's 7:25, 73 degrees. When we return, we'll take a look at some more things going on around the state. You're listening to WCLU.
Picture another world, another dimension, one of space, one of time, one where chicken on made-from-scratch biscuits only costs $1. This place exists, and it's called the Hardee's app. So when you buy one hand-breaded chicken biscuit, you get another for just $1. Cluckbait! It's time to fall for some cluckbait. Bite into the hand-breaded chicken menu only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Available for limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating restaurants. Exclusively in the Hardee's app or website by registered My Rewards members. Tax not included. See app or website for additional terms and conditions.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance.
The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes.
But there's a lot to be said for advanced planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear, and you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
Healthcare changes all the time, but at Hatchet Home Medical, we're a consistent friend to help you navigate the road to good health. We are your headquarters for all types of equipment and supplies to let you recuperate at home, and we keep up with all the changes. So let us file the paperwork for insurance reimbursement. Hatchet Home Medical's huge showroom and warehouse on Park Avenue in Glasgow lets us stock what you need, and our trained technicians are courteous and helpful when setting up and instructing you or your caretakers. We feature a 24-hour on-call phone number to help in emergencies. And remember, all healthcare professionals, Hatchet's Home Medical has the area's largest selection of nurses' uniforms and supplies, featuring the best of name brands. Whether you need a wheelchair, walker, hospital bed, or other assistive device, the name to remember is Hatchet Home Medical in the Park Avenue Shopping Center in Glasgow. Phone 651-9551.
Welcome back into WCLU Local News. It's 7:27 and 73 degrees. The Glasgow Transit System extended hours Monday to the city bus route availability. The hours of operation are now 6:45 in the morning to 6:30 in the evening. That's Monday through Friday. Those changes were made to better serve the citizens, according to a news release from the DPW. Now, route deviations and wheelchair riders, they must be scheduled at least 24 hours in advance. Those requests should be directed to the Glasgow Department of Public Works Monday through Friday between 7 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. That contact number, it's 270-629-4848. Again, that's the number if you need to schedule a ride, if there's a handicap ride or a route deviation. Be aware of that and just call the DPW to get that. You can find a complete list of where the bus drives to and those stops at our website, WCLUradio.com. A hearing has been set for 2 youth who have been charged as adults in the carjacking and fatal shooting of a United Methodist Church leader in Memphis. A juvenile court judge Monday set a September 12th hearing for 2 15-year-old boys charged with first-degree murder, carjacking, and other offenses in the slaying of the Reverend Atwara Eason Williams. Police say Eason Williams was found in her driveway with multiple gunshot wounds on July 18th. Shelby County District Attorney Amy Ryrick is pursuing adult charges against those 2 teens. Eason Williams was superintendent of the Metro District of the Tennessee Western Kentucky Conference of the United Methodist Church. And finally today, Ascend Elements Incorporated. It'll be investing $310 million in a new Kentucky plant, creating 250 full-time jobs in Christian County. Ascend produces advanced sustainable battery materials from recycled lithium-ion batteries. Governor Andy Beshear's office says the plant will produce enough recycled battery precursor and sustainable cathode active materials to equip up to 250,000 electric vehicles annually. Now, the state approved a 15-year incentive agreement that can provide up to $7.5 million in tax incentives and additionally approved up to $2 million in sales and use tax incentives. The 450,000 square foot facility, it'll be on 140 acres in Hopkinsville's Commerce Park 2. No activity on this morning's 911 report. 7:30, 73 degrees. Have a great Tuesday.
Catch Brennan Crane's local news coverage weekdays exclusively on WCLU Radio. Good Morning Live at WCLUradio.com and Facebook.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Abortion is now banned in Kentucky. The Court of Appeals late last night granting Kentucky's AG Daniel Cameron's motion seeking an emergency stay of the Jefferson Circuit Court's temporary injunction, aka TI, that prevented 2 Kentucky abortion bans from going into effect. The TI was granted late last month so the court could consider a lawsuit by Planned Parenthood and others challenging Kentucky's trigger ban and its 6-week ban under the state constitution. At least 37 people are dead and hundreds still unaccounted in eastern Kentucky following catastrophic flooding in that area that started late last week. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear adding that area of eastern Kentucky is slated for more storms early this morning. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell expressing deep sadness for the loss of life and property in eastern Kentucky.
Severe rainstorms have created crisis conditions. Water rose too quickly for many to react, with tragic consequences.
Governor Andy Beshear asking FEMA to add more counties to be eligible for individual disaster assistance. The governor says residents in Floyd, Johnson, Leslie, Magoffin, Martin, Owsley, and Pike counties should be eligible for individual assistance. Also, in light of Kentucky's unprecedented weather, Beshear is canceling his trip to Israel to deal with the flooding in the Commonwealth.
3 of my schools had 8 feet of water in them, and we won't know about the structures until we get some cleanup done.
The district chiefs told the state education commissioner in a conference call they'll have to push back the start of school. Perry County Superintendent Jonathan Jett.
Robinson Elementary, actually an exterior wall and probably 20% of the roof collapsed. So that school is not going to be operational.
And in Knott County, the district is mourning a 2nd grader who was killed in the flood.
Paul Miles reporting, and I'm Rob Carpenter.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or hips or back? Especially this time of year, You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's James Coates for the team at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissues with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you'll suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting, new, natural way to deal with joint pain, with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation, 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500, 270-974-4500.
Have you ever thought about where your food comes from? Meet our local farmers and producers and find out during Bounty of the Barrens Farmers Market. Find Kentucky Proud products like fresh local produce, meat, cheese, flowers, and so much more. Senior vouchers, WIC, EBT, and SNAP are accepted. And find out about the Fresh RX and Double Dollars programs at the market booth. It's a small town Saturday morning, downtown Glasgow, 8 till noon. Bounty of the Barrens Farmers Market, presented by Kentucky Proud, Sustainable Glasgow, and South Central Bank.
And let me tell you, this past Saturday, it was hopping. It was packed down at the square, but enjoyably so. Folks were down there taking advantage of all of the fresh produce, all of the neat things that local vendors have. It's a wonderful part of the place we call home. It is presented by the Bounty of the Barrens, Sustainable Glasgow. You are missing it if you're not down there every Saturday. Just like we don't want you to miss the program they sponsor, which is What's Cooking?
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of What's Cooking. Today I am at Jellystone Park in Cave City, Mammoth Cave area, joined by Miss Chasey Vincent. She's in charge of the food services that goes on in the park. And you know, I grew up, spent many summers here at Jellystone. I love the water slide, love the pools, love the mini golf. But you know, as much as I want things to kind of stay the same, sometimes change is good. And the food is definitely the best change I think that's come to Jellystone Park. So tell us a little bit about the food.
Well, we offer Nathan's all beef hot dogs, and they're really, really good. We do fries. You can get them loaded with chili, cheese, bacon, ranch, any or all of that. We offer Hunt's Brothers Pizza. It's $11.99, no extra charge for any toppings, so just get it how you want it.
There's something here on your menu that you say everybody loves. It's probably the most popular item on your menu, and that's what we're going to be making today.
Yes, sir.
So what is that?
I would say the cheese, bacon, ranch fries.
Make sure I understand. Cheese, bacon, and ranch on top of French fries.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's not something you're going to find in your average picnic basket, as Yogi would say. But hey, it's going to be filling and probably really tasty, especially to somebody smarter than the average bear. So what do you say we step back here and we'll see how these cheese, bacon, ranch fries are made.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll be right back after this.
The Sustainable Glasgow, Kentucky Proud Bounty of the Barrens Farmers Market has begun and is every Saturday from 8 a.m. till noon on the courthouse lawn in downtown Glasgow. Expect to find an array of fresh vegetables, meats, breads, baked goods, plants, and crafts, all from farmers and local producers. So join your friends and neighbors Saturday mornings, and thank you to our community partners South Central Bank, TJ Simpson Community Hospital, Kentucky Proud, and Sustainable Glasgow. Local foods, local folks, local music.
We're back here in the kitchen at the snack bar at Jellystone, and I'm going to show you how we make our cheese, bacon, ranch fries. So I've got a basket of fries. I'm going to drop down in the oil. They cook for 3 minutes. So our alarm has went off. We're going to pull these out of the fryer, shake off some of the grease, go right in here, give it a good shake of salt, throw some fries around. Now we're going to put them in a basket. We got our cheese. I put 2 spoons of cheese on there. Then a big spoon of bacon, and then we put on a good helping of ranch. And here are our cheesy bacon ranch fries, and come on over to Jellystone and get you something to try there.
Make sure I get a little bit of everything.
Yes,
the cheese,
sir.
the fries, the bacon, all the ooey gooey goodness. Your cheesy bacon ranch French fry. My goodness.
Pretty good.
You know, for 4 ingredients, potato, bacon, ranch, cheese. That's really good. And you know, sometimes when people they like to put ranch on everything, and sometimes they overdo it. And the ranch flavor covers up everything else. But with the cheese and the bacon, you got a nice balance and a nice blend of all 3 of those. Everything you love in it. Potatoes,
Yes.
bacon, cheese, covered in ranch. So thank you so much for having me here and making this for me.
Yes, sir.
I might have found my new favorite menu item in Jellystone. Everybody come here to Jellystone. It's in Cave City, almost at Mammoth Cave. Enjoy the water parks. Enjoy some mini golf. Enjoy the arcade. Enjoy the playgrounds. Enjoy your time and enjoy the food. Until next week, I'm Jordan Smith for What's Cooking.
Cuisine spotlighted on What's Cooking. Speaking of local cuisine, it's brought to you by Bounty of the Barrens, Sustainable Glasgow, both Kentucky proud entities, and they are proud to be part of this program each and every week here on WCLU. Now let's move forward, get caught up on some birthdays right here at 7:39. I bet you know a lot of these folks celebrate today, like D.D. London, Dennis Smith, Lisa Logston, Robin Allen, Valerie Ward, Sarah Rutledge. Tim Boer has a birthday. We have twin brothers, Aiden and Austin Smith. Aiden and Austin turning 12 today. It's also the birthday of Russell Humphrey, who is 58. Scott Barrel Gullett, Scott's 34. Randy the Wilkinson has a big birthday today, too. Frenchie Belcher, Connie Davis, Ruthine Hawks. Derek Williams has a big birthday today, too. It's all birthdays so far. Room for anniversaries if you need. 651-9149-800-956-1023. And online here at WCLUradio.com. Today, it's a very special Good as Gold day today. Listen very carefully. Our Good as Gold honorees' names are not known today, because today the family of David Walberts, Barron County Court bailiff, who was injured in a moped accident on July the 14th, want to make everybody who helped after David's accident good as gold. Now, the family does not know all the names of those heroes who helped, but they do want to say thank you to the so many who were there, who reached out and continue to be there for David and Debbie Walbert. You truly are as good as gold, and they just really wanted to find a way to say thank you, because they never think they'll figure out what all the names are, but they certainly appreciate each and every one. We congratulate them for letting us know about that, too, and we'll want to report that David is progressing nicely and getting better, and thanks to all those heroes. You're good as gold.
The following message is for the purpose of protecting property and saving lives. These 3 words may be the most important you hear today. Know what's below. Underground utilities are prevalent throughout your community. To know what's below, visit Kentucky811.org 2 to 3 days before starting any digging project. The underground utility lines will be identified and marked. This is a free service. Know what's below. Visit Kentucky811.org.
Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver Referral Services. When roles reverse in later years, when child becomes caretaker, when the needs of a parent become most important, it's comforting to know there is help along the way. Sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship, and it's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether at home, assisted living, or a nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 670-7062.
In the WCLU Forecast Center, we're at 74 degrees. We're looking for scattered showers and thunderstorms and a high of 89 today. The rain chance 40%. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms early, partly cloudy, a low of 70. A sunny day on Wednesday. The air temperature is going to be 91. The feels like temperature. Boy, do you hate that phrase? Yeah, I do. It's going to feel like 100 tomorrow. Wednesday night, clear and 72. Thursday, a 40% chance of thunder showers, sunny and 88 degrees. 0.13 of an inch of rain in our bucket. Other folks got more, and back where that rain has been crossing over into Kentucky, over 2 inches of rain over in Crittenden County, up in to Henderson County when it's been coming, and it's knocking on the door again just to the west of Evansville this morning is where we see most of the rain shower activity. 74. Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards, private caregiver referral service.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Good morning, friends. You know, there's a lot said by religious people today about hearing God. Many talk of their personal encounters with God and how He has told them one thing or another. Let me make an observation from the Bible at Psalms 119. Read the entire psalm and see if you can agree concerning the steps for hearing God and learning to listen more to what He has to say to each one of us. Number 1, love the law of God. Hearing God can only be done by hearing what He has said to us through the Bible. Number 2, obey the Word with rejoicing. It should be noted that we cannot obey what we do not know. Number 3, hide the Word in your heart. Memorization of God's Word helps us to be ready to resist temptation. And number 4, understand the meaning of God's Word. I must understand the Word or I don't have the Word. Number 5, meditate on the Word of God. If you're too busy to meditate on God's Word, then you're simply too busy. And number 6, prove everything taught to be either true or untrue by checking everything the Bible has to say about it. And finally, number 7, pray for wisdom from God. These are the steps in learning to hear God more closely. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Thank you, Danny. It is, what time is it here? 7:44. I was just listening to Danny's message and couldn't read the clock. Kind of like what I'm fixing to hear when I get the message from Bobby Lee Hurt at Hurt Auto Sales. It's 7:45, a quarter till 8. Bobby Lee, how you doing this morning, sir?
Doing well this morning, Henry. I think it's a perfect day to sell a nice used car.
That's right. Of course, Bobby Lee is, yes, he's a good fellow to talk to, but he's here officially as the proprietor of Hurt Auto Sales, the beautiful perch at 621 West Main Street in Glasgow, where folks of all different shapes and sizes and needs and what they like to drive buy what they drive at Hurt Auto Sales. And I know that you have had some successful shopping trips finding and tagging the vehicles that folks look for around here. Let's just hear the good news, Bobby.
Henry, just in a 2020 Honda Ridgeline, mid-size pickup truck.
Okay.
One owner, loaded, got all the extras you could ever ask for.
Yeah.
Like brand new inside and out, price for just $36,900.
That's a model we don't hear a lot about around here. A Honda Ridgeline.
That's right. Hey, it's a really beautiful truck and makes somebody a fine vehicle.
Okay. Keep it going.
Hey, got an 09 Chevy Impala, local trade as well. It's like new inside and out, just like the other one, and it is a sharp-looking ride for just $9,900.
It's amazing how you find these things that are looking brand new inside and out, and they're not even $10,000. That's just you just know what you're doing, son. I got to brag on you.
Yeah, both of these are in mint condition. Okay?
All right. Okay.
And speaking of mint condition, we've got an 08 Cadillac SRX. That's a mid-size SUV. Make somebody a fine ride. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, we're going to let it go for $8,900. I might also add, Henry, it's four-wheel drive. Okay.
You've just got some generous bones in your body today, for sure.
That's right.
You remember when I bet when you first started selling cars, the words Cadillac and SUV would never go in the same sentence, would they?
That's correct. I think I think when I first started selling cars, they only made 3 SUVs.
Oh, okay. None of them were Cadillacs.
None of them were Cadillac, and now I think they make over 40 SUVs.
Yeah.
So,
well, you change with the times.
Yeah, it tells you a little bit about my age, I guess.
Well, what it amounts to is that you've got folks who are looking for vehicles, and the more and more people that look for such things as SUVs, you've got to have them when they come a-looking. And that's why you've got them up there today. And my goodness, you can buy this Cadillac for $8,900, something like that. I can't remember all the other prices, but people just need to come up there and be impressed with the selection up there at Hurt Auto Sales today. So, we talk a lot about back to school. Things are maybe, how do we say this? Things settle down as we get back to school. There's some normalcy. So if you're waiting for things to calm down before you got the next vehicle that you drive, time's a wasting, because Bobby Lee has been out shopping and getting the right things on the lot that folks look for, but they are looking. Wouldn't you say that's the truth, Bobby?
That would be absolutely correct, Henry. Hey, and so come on up and we'll settle you down in a brand new seat.
Sounds good. Sounds really good. 621 West Main Street. Look for the red hot light with the hot motto that's you've arrived. When you see this motto, Bobby Lee,
no pain when you trade with Hurt. Okay.
Have a good day, sir. Thank you.
And you also, Henry. Thank you.
See ya.
As a former high school dropout, I'm not a typical MBA graduate. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I was taking care of my family, working 60 hours a week, so finding time to squeeze in an education was a challenge.
Indiana Tech has quality, affordable degree programs to advance your career and the personalized support that helps you succeed. We have in-demand programs in areas like business, healthcare, information technology, cybersecurity, engineering, criminal justice, and many more.
The flexibility of online classes made it possible for me to take classes and work, and the faculty and staff were amazing too. I'm still in a bit of shock that I managed to get my MBA. If you had told the 16-year-old me that this would be possible, I never would have believed it.
Take the next step towards your bright future. Learn more today how Indiana Tech helps busy working adults advance their careers at online.indianatech.edu.
Registration for the next class session ends August 19th.
When you or a loved one have been seriously injured in a wreck, it feels like you're losing control.
Bills are piling up. Your injuries may be preventing you from working. Don't leave your future in the hands of the insurance company.
They'll take advantage of you.
Call Hughes & Coleman today. We've been fighting to get our clients the most money possible for over 35 years.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others.
Everyone has the right to control their own future.
This is not the case if you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or a big truck wreck. The insurance companies will take advantage of you.
We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients.
We're passionate about getting big dollar results for our clients.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Over $1 billion recovered for our clients in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Ugh, why is this thing so slow?
Is your slow computer frustrating, but you don't want to pay the money for a new one? Well, check this out.
Hi, I'm Chris from Apollo PC. Nothing runs better than a new computer. Our refurbished models are practically good as new. Right now, get a complete computer system with monitor, keyboard, mouse, and speakers running Windows 7 for only $300. Or if you prefer a laptop, we have fully refurbished models for only $250. And we wouldn't put the Apollo name on it if they weren't top-notch.
Search faster with Apollo PC. Chain Drive in Glasgow next to Sweetheart Bakery.
Good morning live, 74 degrees as we move forward into Tidbit News.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
I keep looking, sometimes Brennan adjusts his microphone over there, James, and I think he's playing the bass fiddle like you do.
That'd be nice.
But really, he's not playing any instrument. He's just getting that microphone in his face where it needs to be.
I got to get it here because I usually push it up out of the way because I've been known to swing around and knock my mic over.
Yeah, that's the truth right there. Yes,
it does happen. The older I get, the more I like those headphones you wear. That comes down in front of your mouth in the same spot.
Oh yeah. Like a sportscaster?
Yeah. Like Howard Cosell.
Yeah, boy.
All right. This story is just, I don't know, there's people getting the job done right here.
Mm-hmm.
Officials in New Mexico said a highway sign in the East Mountains of New Mexico was corrected after travelers pointed out that the word Albuquerque was missing its R. The sign for Interstate 40 was recently installed on Route 66. Social media users pointed out the name of the city was misspelled. It read Albuquerque. If you stop and think about it, one R really makes a difference in that word.
It does.
Albuquerque, but they put the R back in. The New Mexico Department of Transportation spokesman says the department was flooded with calls from travelers and residents pointing out the typo. They have now corrected the sign. So
wow.
No longer can you go to that much sought-after destination, Albuquerque.
I've been there a few times.
Yeah, that's right. Story number 2. This is when I read this story, I'm thinking this could be the next if those guys were still alive, which I wish they were because I love their movies. A Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon movie. When you hear this story. 2 Missouri lottery players will split a $50,000 jackpot after they won using a set of hand-picked numbers. The anonymous winners revealed they had been playing those same numbers for the past 30 years. Can you see Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau going to go pay the ticket, putz?
I'm not familiar with their movies.
You're not familiar
No.
with good stuff. Good stuff.
Have to check it out.
Check it out if you want to laugh.
I do.
Grumpier old men. Just good stuff. Anyway, they always play the same numbers, this guy said. He told the Missouri Lottery Thursday he couldn't hardly believe that he won. The winners shared the numbers that had a family significance. It's unclear, though, how or if the 2 winners are related. The winning ticket was purchased at a gas station in El Dorado Springs, Missouri, garnered the $50,000 prize after matching 4 out of the 5 winning numbers, as well as the Powerball number. Players in Cedar County, where El Dorado Springs is located, have won over $1.7 million during the past year.
Goodness.
As a result, the stores with these tickets are sold receive $182,000 in commissions. Pretty good. I didn't know it paid so well to sell them. This is not the first time that somebody has won a jackpot using the same set of lottery numbers. Just days ago, a Michigan guy won $339,000 with the same numbers he's been using for the past 15 years. Which, the thing is, hey, those numbers aren't working. Let's get some more numbers. It's not the numbers. It's the luck of the draw.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
right.
That's right. So you go home and watch Grumpier Old Men or one of those movies, and then come back and tell me if you think Walter and Jack would be good.
So what year time frame are we talking about?
I don't know, late 80s, early 90s?
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Not that old.
If anything came out in the in the late 80s or early 90s, you can count James out.
Oh, yeah, I'm gone.
That's right. He was over doing something else.
Yeah. I meant to say on that other story, the first one you mentioned with the missing R, Albuquerque, reminds me, I saw a restaurant menu recently, and instead of saying tater tots, it said tatter toots. So they added too many letters. So
I'm not sure if that's the same thing.
I don't think it's the same they were adding.
It might be the result.
That's right, the after effect of it.
I mean, whoever made that menu must have been beaten.
Oh, yeah, he was beat up.
Yeah. Remind me sometime off mic to tell you about another one.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
When Henry says that, it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. We'll gather in his office.
Yeah.
And
You'll
just
have to call up here and ask off.
Let him
off
talk.
the air.
Now, let me tell you this one. If y'all heard about this weekend, and you might have because this was a weekend news story, but it's a sports story about golfer Mark Hubbard. Have you heard about this?
I haven't.
His name is Mark Hubbard. He's a golfer. He dropped his golf club in disgust, and he called his tee shot embarrassing on the 11th hole before he watched the ball roll in for a hole-in-one on the first round of the PGA Tour's Rocket Mortgage Classic.
At least he was honest with himself.
That's right. So anyway, he hit the ball, and he looked at it, that shot, says, gosh, that's embarrassing. How embarrassing is a hole-in-one?
Wow.
The odd sequence occurred Thursday at the Detroit Golf Club in Detroit. He carded a 1 under 35 in his first 9 holes. He then made par on number 10. He walked to the tee box on number 11 with a 216-yard par 3. Hubbard made contact, dropped his club, looked at the ground, and said, "That's embarrassing," as his shot flew over the fairway. The ball then dropped onto the green, bounced 4 times, rolled quickly toward the flag, spun around the hole, and dropped in for an ace.
Wow.
How
Pretty
embarrassing is that?
Might be embarrassing, but it's impressive.
He says he was shocked by the result. He put his hand over his face when he realized he was quite wrong about his initial impression.
So maybe the wind caught it.
That's right. It's a golfer. He's Mark Hubbard. He went on to finish 3 under on the back 9 and was 4 under for the day. Said his career hole-in-one total now is 9. You know, it doesn't matter. They're all good, I guess, if they're ones.
Mm-hmm.
So what's more embarrassing, calling a shot that actually isn't embarrassing, or simply the shot?
Well, I think most embarrassing is that you hit it and say, "That's going to go in." You know, because that's like would be a stupid comment to make.
Have you done that before?
No, I haven't. But I'm saying, if you want to know what's more embarrassing,
that's going to go in.
Or say, "Hey, man, I killed it, sucker."
And then
you killed it all right. It went way over into the water hazard over into the sand trap.
Yeah, the sand trap.
I've never hit a golf ball and say it's going in.
Yeah, well, anyway.
It's a sand trap.
That's right.
When I hit a golf ball, I don't know where it's going.
That was a killer shot.
You know, I went for a walk yesterday afternoon down at the state park.
Yeah.
And, you know, down there around the golf area, and there were some folks golfing. Yeah. And every time I'm walking through that wooded area, you know, it opens up to the bigger, to the course. And I think, I'm going to be walking through here one day, hit my head. You know, somebody's going to yell out. You know, you can't see a golf ball until it hits you.
You can't.
Like, I don't see it. I see it.
It's always a heads-up time, you know. Tidbit news, that's what we got.
Are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or your hips or your back, especially this time of the year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Henry Royce for the team at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 270-974-4500.
This is your
That's
home for Glasgow's best variety. WCLU Glasgow. W276DO Glasgow. WCLU.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. There are new questions after